Hi, my name is Zach Billings, co-founder of Wikimotive. We're looking at how LLMs are used in practice by consumers to move themselves lower in the funnel towards a car purchase, and where they either fall off or are able to execute all the way through to a dealership's website where they can convert. It starts with discovery. So if I'm a consumer and I know I want to buy a truck and I know I've got a budget of up to about $60K, I might go to ChatGPT and ask it, what new truck models are available under $60K right now? And of course, it's basically going to give you all of the half-ton pickups as potential options, right? So it's going to list off everything that's out there and give you a little bit of information on it. So then let's say I'm a USA buyer. You know, I'm someone who likes to buy American made, and I say I want a truck that's made in the United States. Well, now it's going to narrow that down for you. It's going to say your options are F-150, Ram 1500, and Tundra if you want something made in the United States. Great. Now I've narrowed down my discovery, and I do a lot of highway driving, so I'd like whatever truck I buy to have hands-free cruise control on the highway. What options are available to me? And ChatGPT will now tell you that the F-150 is available with Blue Cruise, and that would be your best bet. So now you've identified as the consumer that the F-150 with Blue Cruise is going to be the best fit for you. But now you've got to figure out which trim do you want and start to narrow down this process, which brings you into research. So now you're asking what trim levels have Blue Cruise and at what prices? And ChatGPT would tell you, well, the XLT or higher has Blue Cruise, and you'd kind of whittle that down some more. And then you're going to ask, what price is an XLT with Blue Cruise? And ChatGPT will tell you that is under $60K, and you might ask it, well, what other trims are available and what differences are there? Are any of those in my budget? And ChatGPT will tell you, well, there's the Lariat, and you might spend just a little bit over $60,000, but for $62,000 you can get an F-150 Lariat with Blue Cruise, and here's all the advantages of that. So now you've gone through discovery. What truck do I want to buy based on my needs? Research, refining that down to pros and cons and what I think I ultimately want and about what price I should expect to pay. And now I know I want the F-150 Lariat with Blue Cruise, so it's time to engage in a transactional search. So there's a couple of different ways that can be done, and the majority of people in practice actually will automatically switch over to just perform a Google search at this point. And it seems almost counterintuitive if you're in ChatGPT that you would then go to do a Google search. But the consumer habit is baked in. People know exactly how to go about searching for a product or for a physical business near them. And so the typical pathways are somebody will try searching Ford dealers so that they can just go to a Ford dealership in their area, look at the website and go find the F-150 Lariats on the website. Or if their personal habits are more that they go for a specific product when they search, they might type in F-150 Lariats for sale, or F-150 Lariat for sale near me, or F-150 Lariat with Blue Cruise near me. So it would be a transactional Google search in the vast majority of cases, 99.5% of the time as of early 2026. Now, some people, particularly early adopters, those people who really want to push their way through to use AI for their needs, might try performing some version of that search as a prompt for an LLM. But the reality is that this is usually met with frustration. So some people who really try and continue to ask different prompts and continue to click on the results that ChatGPT would hand them can eventually find a piece of inventory either on a third party or a dealer website, get to that web page and convert that way. That is possible, but it's difficult to do, and it runs counter to both consumer habits but also the way that the LLMs typically serve results. So usually if you perform that kind of a search, you ask, and you can try this yourself, ask ChatGPT, find me 5 F-150 Lariats with Blue Cruise near me under $65K. And watch it think and think and think and think and think. And it takes so long that no consumer would realistically ever wait for it to figure that out. And then the even more frustrating part is after waiting sometimes minutes for ChatGPT to come up with a list of answers, it will display what seems like it's going to be VDPs, and then when you click on them, they're very often SRPs because either it got outdated inventory or it got it wrong in understanding what link it was providing to you. ChatGPT has to effectively query Google in order to find these live answers, because they're obviously not baked into its knowledge model. They couldn't possibly be. This is inventory. It's transient. And so what ends up happening is a frustrating experience that takes a long time, which continues to reinforce the existing behavior where consumers know to just go to Google to perform their search for Ford dealers or F-150 Lariat for sale in this example. So the reality is, based on 2026 studies, Conductor did a great one, that 99.5% of people are getting to websites, particularly in the consumer discretionary spending vertical, which automotive is part of, by using traditional methods still. They're not using LLMs to perform this last mile, bottom of the funnel search. And it's supported by all of the data, and you can try it yourself and see where the frustrations start to pop up when actually going through this like a consumer.